Hi, everyone. I'm Matt Pinto, and welcome to this Catholic Crypto Conference preview. We've been doing some great interviews with some really talented, gifted people who are bringing to us and to you some fascinating topics. These topics are the very topics that we will be addressing at the inaugural Catholic Crypto Conference. And I'm really intrigued with our next interview because it's on Web3. And even as I've been doing these interviews and continuing my study, I'm realizing, wait a second. Where this is all maybe heading is towards Web3. So it's with that in mind that I bring to us Darren. Now, Darren, please help me not get your last name wrong.
Darren Chiu. Darren Chiu.
Got it. So Darren, welcome. If you could start by defining the word trustless, because to most of the world, that sounds bad.
So trustless, the idea isn't that there is no trust. It's actually the opposite. It's that you have a system that doesn't require you to trust any specific entity, right? So this idea first came from Bitcoin and also from Ethereum, where Bitcoin had a public ledger where every single Bitcoin transaction that was ever made is on this open and public ledger where everybody can see. It's like an accountant's heaven, right? Where every single transaction's monitored, it can be queried, and nobody can say otherwise because this public ledger, a lot of people have reviewed it and made sure that this ledger is accurate, up to date, and immutable, right? So once you have a public ledger, this is now a almost trustless system because everything is very transparent. People can see and prove it to themselves that, yes, this transaction happened, right? And so that becomes an idea that you can build solutions using technology that is trustless in nature because you don't need to trust a specific person or a specific entity or a specific organization, that what you have is valid because you can see it for yourself.
Okay, and then Web3.
So here brings us to Web3, which is based off of the idea of decentralization and digital ownership, right? The idea that we can create a backbone, a platform that is able to be stood up by users around the world, which is governed by the community in terms of which direction do these large applications go and the business strategy on how the product grows, right? Owners, creators within that ecosystem are able to make decisions that empower themselves to capture more and more value, right? So to give an example, if your son is working on NFTs, he can now curate a community of people who own his NFT. If I bought his NFT, I will be part of his community. And then with the other people who also hold this NFT, we can come together and decide where the project goes, what decisions are made for the betterment of our NFT community, and how does the ecosystem flow? Like what new additions can be brought into this project to best allow us to reach our mission.
So, that sounds pretty similar to a DAO, a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization.
DAO, like DeFi, are decentralized concepts that were built out of Web3. So DAO that you mentioned is basically like a company, like an LLC.
The concern about censorship. Why is that important? And does this Web3 world enable us to be protected against censorship?
There are teams that are building around this mission to make sure that people can communicate freely and safely to one another.
Darren, people listening to your talk, you would consider it a success if they came away with what?
anybody who is trying to build something novel, how they could potentially use Web3 to reach a number of different people, and also how specifically allow you to unlock some new ideas on how the Catholic community could potentially leverage blockchain ecosystems that are powered by Web3.
Darren, thanks again.
All right, thank you.
I think your talk is going to be one that many people are going to be interested in because we know very little, and I think much good is going to come from it. You can visit us at CatholicCryptoConference.com, learn more about the conference, and not only Darren and what he's doing, but what many of our 25 plus other presenters will be offering to us. We hope to see you there.